Dudes and dudettes, how are you guys? This is Chazzy and welcome back to Cinema Chazzy. I'm pretty sure you guys know at this point, even if you don't, it should be pretty obvious just by the title, you know, cinema. We're gonna be talking about movies, you know, reviewing them and stuff, and the title literally says review and discussion of today's movie. So it should be pretty obvious, you know, what this segment on my channel entails, and today I'm going to be reviewing a movie that's actually, well, unfortunately, it's not as relevant as I wish it still was, you know, but I mean, I should have reviewed this a long time ago, but I guess I got a little distracted with other movies because I like to review stuff in tandem with other content that I do. So, for example, if I'm playing FIFA, I want to review soccer or football-related movies, you know, same thing with basketball, and I played NBA, so I guess everything kind of went hand in hand. I was playing Rise Son of Rome, so I reviewed Pompeii, and it just took me a really long time to get around to this movie, but it is Godzilla vs. Kong. Now, I actually watched this on the very first week that it released. You know, I was actually fortunate enough to stream it, and I should have, I talked about it on Twitter, so I was really up to date on that there, but it took me a while to get this review out, and I'm pretty sure the movie isn't very relative by now, but in case you guys missed it, I actually did a review, I did review Kong Skull Island, but no, I actually did a prediction video, you know, some time ago talking about who was going to win between Godzilla and Kong, and I actually managed to record and edit and release it just, I think the day before the movie came out, so, you know, and now here's the thing, guys, in case you want to give yourself a little bit more suspense, you know, a little bit of a thrill, what you can do is you can pause this video right now and go watch that other one, so you can actually, well then again, at this point you might have already known who wins if you saw the movie, but if you didn't, hey, I mean, you know what, just please go watch that video too at some point, because I really would love to get the views on it as well, aside from this one. But today, I really should not have to say this, guys, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Massive spoilers ahead for the movie in case you haven't seen it, okay? Starting right now, the first thing that I want to say is that my prediction was correct. You know, I actually predicted in that... You guys have no idea like what I would do. Like, I would literally kill to have a room that's like completely soundproof, like Markiplier, you know, just to record everything, because like when it's not the neighbors playing loud music, it's the dogs, it's motorbikes riding by, you know, it's just, I love doing YouTube, guys, but you have no idea how frustrating it is at these times, you know. But anyway, the point is, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so in that video of mine predicting who was going to win, I actually correctly predicted that Godzilla was going to be the victor, and it actually did happen. But then again, it does depend on how you look at it, because you see, in the end, Godzilla did win, but he didn't actually kill Kong. You know, neither of them died, although I was expecting one of them to. You know, I mean, it was very clear that the actual direct battle between the two of them, Godzilla was the victor. You know, you can't argue with that. But, you know, there was like because he kind of backed away, and I'm going to get to the ending later. But anyway, so the point is that I think that the movie itself, I mean, here's the thing, I have a very annoying habit, and I do admit to myself that it is very annoying, of having very high expectations. Like when I set my expectations way too high for a movie or a TV show or a game, and it is not exactly the way that I expected it to be, then I get a little frustrated. It's not to say that the movie was bad, not by a long shot, it was actually really good, but at the same time, it somehow didn't live up fully to my expectations. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it was a really, really good movie, and I loved it so much, but it almost seemed like it went by way too fast, you know, like not enough happened. Like, I still wanted to see more, you know, I wanted to see more of the backstory fleshed out of Kong and the Hollow Earth, you know, the other specimens before him, you know, I wanted to see more of the Godzilla lore, you know, like, because there is something now established that there was a war of sorts, you know, there was an actual large-scale war between the two species, the Kongs and the Godzillas, you know, whatever they're actually called. And I really wanted to see more of this, because there was a moment where they take us into the shrine of sorts, let's say, you know, where they show us how it was back in the day. It shows Kong picking up a battle axe that's actually forged from a Godzilla plate, you know, on the back. So there were many things that I think could have been fleshed out just a little more, even though I'm very well aware that if that was the case, the movie would have been at least 3 or 4 hours long. So at the same time that I wanted more, I understood why there could not have been more, you know?
We need Kong. The world needs him to stop what's coming. And this child, she's the only one he'll communicate with.
Now, there is actually a video over on the Film Theory channel by MapPat where he talked about the Godzilla vs. Kong movie that we didn't see, you know, which is actually a really good video talking about exactly this, like some details that were probably left out on the cutting room floor, and then maybe one day we'll see them if there's ever a director's cut, you know, but I think that's actually very unlikely. But anyway, after you guys watch that video, let's get back into the story here. So basically, Kong is now much bigger, much older, more mature than he was back in the Skull Island movie, you know, his standalone film. And now for some reason, you know, Godzilla is just going on a rampage and attacking everyone and killing people for no reason, you know. And then eventually we find out that it's actually because he knows that they are on the verge of creating something that a lot of die-hard Godzilla fans from back in the day might actually remember. Mecha Godzilla. Remember that bad boy? Yes, well, he comes back, you know, and not only that, but he comes back with a vengeance. You know, they really make him out to be like, it was actually really interesting because everybody predicted, myself included, that there was going to be kind of like a Batman v Superman kind of thing, you know, where Godzilla and Kong would have to battle, but then they would have to team up and kill the common enemy, which was Mecha Godzilla. So that's exactly what happened. But then we find out later that Godzilla is actually on this rampage because he's just pissed, you know, he's angry because it seems like the humans are building a weapon to fight against him, you know, his mortal enemy. So I guess that it is established that he is really peeved because of this, and Kong is just in the way, you know. But remember that there is still a beef between both of them, you know, like they're both of their species go back, you know, how many hundreds or thousands of years fighting against each other. So it does make sense that, you know, there would be some bad blood between the two of them, you know. Now, here's the thing, we do follow a little bit of the human element as well, but let's be real, we're just watching these movies because of the monster fights, you know, but there is a human side to it, the human element, but it's actually largely overshadowed by the large scale battles, you know. And eventually the two of them actually battle in, I think it's Japan actually, I think they go to Tokyo, and then that's actually where the showdown takes place. And it's really crazy because we do see Mecha Godzilla, who's actually controlled by the son of that Itazawa character. I forgot his name, sorry guys. Some of the details elude me. The character who was played by Ken Watanabe is where is the damn thing? Okay, Ishiro Sarazawa, and his son is Ren Sarazawa, who controls Mechagodzilla, but there's a short circuit or something because you actually have the mind of King Ghidorah spliced into it, so I guess it kind of takes on a mind of its own and wants to know why it's following orders. So then it apparently kills Sarazawa, you know, or just incapacitates him to some degree, or even takes over him, might possess him, you know, we actually don't even know. But it is implied that he is, at least for the time being, incapacitated to some degree. We don't know if he actually died. And then that's when the Mecha takes on a mind of its own and starts going out and destroying everything and attacking everyone and starts to go for Godzilla. Now, at a key moment, I do think that the movie, even though it did seem a little rushed, but maybe that's just me, there is a thing called, I don't know how to refer to it, maybe like a, I don't know, audience blur or something. It's like a phenomenon where it happens to me a lot, but I don't ever really understand how, where you're watching a movie and no matter how long it is, it goes by really fast, you know, especially if you're enjoying it. When you're watching a good movie for the first time and there's a lot of hype, I mean, my brain kind of makes it go by faster or something. That's what it was with Godzilla vs. Kong. It went by so fast. So that's why it might seem, you know, like there was so little that happened in such a short amount of time, but there was actually a lot of material there, but it seemed like it went by really fast. But anyway, so then but I think that the pacing, even though it seemed a little rushed, was actually pretty okay. We find out that there's a little girl who has a connection to Kong, you know, because they can speak in sign language. We find out that Kong can actually communicate with sign language. That's actually really cool. And then he was at the beginning of the movie, he's actually isolated in a dome that's made to simulate Skull Island. You know, how the hell they ever captured it and put him there is anyone's guess, but you know, the little girl lives there with him, you know. But I can imagine that Kong, being as huge as he is, might definitely feel claustrophobic, and that's probably why he starts going crazy a little bit sometimes. But yeah. Now, at a very key moment, something crazy happens. They infiltrate, with Kong, mind you, the Hollow Earth. If you guys caught Kong Skull Island, if you watched that movie, you're going to have heard one of the scientists name drop the Hollow Earth theory, where it's basically like, it's a theory that goes around, like, it's not exactly very plausible in real life, but in the world of the MonsterVerse, anything is plausible. It's basically a theory that suggests that, you know, when the meteor hit the Earth and started to wipe out all life, you know, the dinosaurs actually found refuge inside of the Earth through these hollow pockets, you know, where they just burrowed under, not burrowed, but they found ways to travel underground where there were hollow patches of where there was food and water or something, you know. They just managed to thrive there, or just stay there for a while until everything settled down and then emerged again. So that's one of the explanations as to how the dinosaurs could have survived the KT extinction event. And this MonsterVerse, these movies, especially this new one, definitely supports that, because it shows it happening. It shows them going into the Hollow Earth where everything is different, because gravity seems to work upside down, like they fall into it in one way, but then they reverse unfall into it again. It's like this whole weird inverted gravity thing, you know. It's freaking crazy. And then Kong is apparently at home. He knows where he's going. There are a few creatures that he actually takes out, you know, and then he goes into his little throne room. It's really cool because we see Kong literally sitting on a throne, you know, his throne, you know, almost like with a crown and a spear or something. And then he does have his battle axe, which he later uses against Godzilla, which is actually where I want to get to now. You know, the actual fight between them. Like I said, it's all a blur to me. It happened so quickly, you know, so fast, and the two of them were really going at it. We saw a lot of really intense CGI, because at this point we had never seen Godzilla move this fast, you know. Like it almost seemed like Jurassic World Evolution, where everything was going by quickly, you know, because Godzilla in the first movie and then later in King of the Monsters, he kind of seemed more like of a lumbering giant than anything, you know. So in this one, they really crapped out on the CGI, you know, not in a bad way. They just used a lot of it, you know, because they made Godzilla move like he was a velociraptor or something. You know, it was really freaking scary. Same thing with Kong. He was much faster, even though he was bigger and stronger now. He was much faster. The fight was actually very brutal, you know, and at one point, couple of them, each of them almost landed some fatal blows on one another. There was actually one point where Kong starts to blow his Godzilla starts to blow his atomic breath on Kong, who actually deflects it with his battle axe and boom, slams around into Godzilla's face. And that's when you think, yeah, Godzilla's down. He's dead. He's not coming back from that. But he does. And not only does he, but he manages to subdue Kong in like the most amazing way possible, because he actually hurts him and then he falls to the ground, and then Godzilla gets on top of him and they both roar at each other defiantly, you know. And then at that moment you're like, wow. Yeah, the movie has established that Kong bows to no one, but in that moment, he might as well have, because he got schooled, man. He got owned by Godzilla, you know, because Kong is a huge ape with mutant capabilities and a lot of super strength, but Godzilla, come on, man. Godzilla is a god. I mean, it's in the name, God. In his mythology, in the MonsterVerse lore, Godzilla is an ancient god, so come on, really? And he has a lot more. If you guys watch the video that I talked about, you know, trying to predict who was going to win, you're going to see a lot more details. But I was rooting for Godzilla the entire time, even though I do like King Kong a lot. And then Kong falls over as Godzilla just gets up and walks away. And that's where Mecha Godzilla comes into play. And boy, oh boy. Ooh, does it get crazy from there, man, because this is when the battle really turns around, because actually the humans, they come in. I forgot so many details about the people in the movie, you know, but they actually managed to revive Kong somehow. I actually forgot what they do. I'm not going to look it up. It's going to take too long. But then all in the meantime, in the background, Godzilla is fighting Mecha Godzilla, and he is actually starting to lose. You know, Mecha has the upper hand. He almost does the Godzilla signature move against him, where Godzilla took the Mewtwo and blew atomic breath down its throat. Mecha almost did that to Godzilla, you know, but he managed to get away. And then once Kong is back into the fight, you know, there's a very cool moment where he takes his battle axe and Godzilla looks at him, and he breathes atomic fire into the battle axe, you know, to help Godzilla take out Mecha once and for all. That was a really cool moment. That was like the best moment of the movie, where even for 1 second, you know, just for one little move, one little moment, they both work together to defeat their common enemy. And that right there, my friends, is the real plot twist.
Godzilla's out there and he's hurting people, and we don't know why.
There's something provoking him that we're not seeing here.
I'm of the same opinion.
The myths
real. There was a war.
But anyway, I think the movie was really cool. I think it was nice, you know, I really enjoyed it a lot, you know. It is my opinion that it was freaking awesome, you know, but here's the thing, when it comes to rating it, I almost want to give it a 10 out of 10, but I think that would be too easy, you know. I mean, it wasn't exactly perfect, but it was really cool at the same time, and I'm such a fanboy of both of them, so... Okay, you know what, I'm gonna just go out here and say we're gonna give it a 10 out of 10 right there. Just even my camera agrees with me. It's shaking with joy. But yeah, guys, I just can't. I would give it like a 9.5, but I was waiting for this movie for so long, and it was just so good, you know, that I think I can give it a 10 out of 10 and just let it slide. You know, I think it deserves that, you know, because there does seem to be a lot more content on the cutting room floor that we didn't get to see, and the story was well told, you know. I mean, it was very well fleshed out, and the moments of combat were really cool, you know, and the ending was awesome. So, and I also got my, I also predicted something, you know, that came true. Same thing with MadPat over on Film Theory. So I think it was very satisfying. I think there was a very satisfying conclusion. The soundtrack was freaking awesome. Even in the trailer, that was the song that was making me want to freaking get up and dance. You know, it's freaking awesome. It gets me really pumped. And yeah, I think that like the cast was really okay. The actors and actresses were all right. You know, I don't have any complaints to make about that. I think everyone was okay, but there was nobody notable simply because I was more focused on Kong and Godzilla. But if you happen to watch the movie, let me know in the comments below what you thought of it. You know, give me a little analysis of what you thought. You know, if you agree or disagree with some of the things that I said, you know. And I wish I could have recorded this earlier, way back when the movie was still hyped up. This video probably won't get any views at all because, I mean, come on. But yeah, I still wanted to get it done. I still wanted to record it because it was a really good movie and I wanted to talk about it, and I just wanted to get this out there, you know, because I had already reviewed Kong Skull Island and Godzilla King of the Monsters before that. So yeah, I just wanted to immortalize this on my channel as well. Yes, Godzilla is the ultimate king, the king of the monsters, the king of the gods. And at least in his universe. But anyway, so that's it, guys. If you happen to like this video, subscribe to my channel because I do a lot of movie reviews and also other kinds of content as well. And I release videos every single day, sometimes one, sometimes two. You never know what you're gonna get with the chat. That's why you have to also hit the notification bell to know exactly what time of the day my videos are gonna be coming out, okay? And that's it for today, guys. That's it for today. Make sure to go to my playlist, Cinema Chaz, to see what other movies I've been reviewing lately. And yeah, that's it, man. It's all good. This is Chazzy, signing out for now. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video. So tired. Hey.
I keep reaching for greatness because I'm built from it.
Who bows to who?
Nobody gon' stop for me. Here we go.
Kong bows to no one.
Here we go.